Welcome to another edition of Florida Newsmakers with Attorney General Pam Bondi. General, thank you so much for being here with us. I know it's a very busy time of the year. We're just wrapping up the legislative session. But let's get started with the Deepwater Horizon oil spill, disaster in the Gulf of Mexico. 3 years since that time period, and you filed a lawsuit. Tell us why.
Absolutely. And Alia, it truly was a disaster. And it's been a disaster for our state because we're a tourism state, and BP and Halliburton will be held accountable. We worked on negotiating the case, and under law, we were required to present them with an offer, and they insulted us by not even responding to that offer, and we filed a lawsuit. And we are fully prepared to try this case and make sure that BP and Halliburton are held accountable for the disaster that they caused to our great state.
And you're looking for almost $6 billion. How important will that be?
$5.488 billion, which goes for past and any future damage to our state. And if anybody tries to say that our entire state was not affected by this, they are mistaken. Even Ken Feinberg, when he paid claims out, he paid them out to our entire state. And so my job as Attorney General is to bring in as much money of lost tax revenue to our citizens and our taxpayers as possible.
So in addition to this lawsuit, I know you've been very busy and very active this legislative session. You have been a great supporter of the servicemen and women who serve us overseas. New law that is just about to help them. Could you talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely. I was traveling throughout the state with Holly Petraeus, meeting with command staff, because it was so important to us knowing that so many of our great men and women were deployed overseas. And one common theme we were hearing from the command staff was that when our men and women are being deployed, they're being scammed. And if they're over there fighting for us, we're going to fight for them here. So we now have tough new laws to go after these scam artists who are not only targeting our active military, but also their spouses and their children.
And this is the Military Protection Act, and
Yes.
You were giving me an example. What are some of the examples of things that they're doing to target them?
Well, one example was this company, they had military discounts. They were targeting our military, selling them new iPads because they were military family members. And yet these iPads were trash, they were refurbished, they were broken, and so they were just stealing from our military because they were active military.
General, another bill, the organized retail theft. Tell me a little bit about that bill and why is it so important to Florida's businesses?
Well, you know, our criminals, unfortunately, are becoming much more sophisticated. And the days of grand theft, of walking in a store, stealing over $300 worth of goods, unfortunately, are getting a lot worse. Now you have gangs of people, and they come in extremely well dressed. It's organized fraud, and one person will distract the lost security prevention officer, one person will hold something up to block a camera, and one will steal, in one case, over $100,000 worth of razor blades. This is also a gateway crime because this money is being used to fund illegal drug activity and often gang membership. So we now have enhanced penalties to target these guys and put them out of business because this affects our taxpayers as well because it's going to drive prices up.
Another priority of yours, synthetic drug use, fighting against it, ensuring that kids across the state are safe, pulling new products off the shelves. Can you talk a little bit about that? I know it's something that has been a top priority to you.
It hasn't, and it's been a personal obsession because these are creative chemists and they're targeting our kids. And at first, it's called Purple Sky, Vanilla Haze, all different names. And now, though, the packaging has changed. And a lot of the packaging is Scooby-Doo, the Joker, and for parents, it's in metal foil packets. Some of it's called cotton candy, and when you touch it, it actually feels like cotton candy. They're going after our 14-year-old kids with this stuff. Kids are buying it, and they're buying it at convenience stores.
And you personally have walked into convenience stores where you've actually seen some of these products.
I sure have. I've taken pictures of it. I've sent them to law enforcement and put these guys out of business. And I'll tell you, don't do that at home. If you see this being sold, call your local law enforcement.
And you have a lot of this information on your actual website too, myfloridalegal.com.
Yes, myfloridalegal.com, and parents, go to our website, look at what these drugs look like, because sadly some convenience stores are still selling them. The good oil companies and convenience stores have partnered with us. This is illegal. It's not just synthetic marijuana, it's a hallucinogenic, it's a psychotic. Kids are having violent seizures when they take this stuff, and the kids, I mean, oftentimes don't know it's illegal because they're buying it right next to the energy drinks in a convenience store because their friends are telling them it'll help them concentrate.
General, we'll have to catch up with you shortly after session to get an update on all of your legislative priorities. But before we let you go, just one quick question. Just give us some insight about your political future and what we should expect from Pam Bondi.
Well, when I ran for this office, there's so many things that I want to do, I still want to do. I think we've been able to accomplish a lot on the drug front. We'll be releasing human trafficking soon. But I'm going to run for re-election, of course. I think my office needs stability and an Attorney General who wants to be there for 6 more years and help the citizens of Florida.
General, thank you so much for your time. And to you, our viewers, thank you for joining us. We look forward to seeing you next week.